beautiful life.
สวัสดีครับ Good afternoon and welcome to A Beautiful Life on englishonline.rmutp.ac.th. My name is อาจารย์เกษมพุทธเรืองศรี your host for the program. A Beautiful Life is a program broadcasted every Monday from 1 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. Articles and information about life lessons or good phrases from the books or websites will be presented in this program.Together with the latest news from Rajamongkol University of Technology Pranakhon for you to enjoy. So today we start with the article from China News Asia. They say what Singapore lost when night markets fade out in Singapore. Vendors and customers say that Bazaar Balam have changed with high rentals and narrower offerings, but night markets are still an important part of Singapore's cultural heritage, says Annie Tan. Reported from Singapore, Annie Tan said she remembered a time when the festive season did not officially begin until Pasar Malam or night markets started sprouting up around the island. Whether it was Chinese New Year, Hari Raya Pasar, or Deepavali,Heading to these bazaar was an essential part of the festive experience. It was amid the dizzying roll of snacks, kitschy decorations, blaring music, and onslaught of sweaty shoppers that the holiday truly came to life. Today, much of this magic is fading. In place of queuing and jostling,Many of Singapore's people simply stroll through the season's offering on their mobile phone and amass their holiday goodies without breaking a sweat. Reports suggest that the recent Deepavali Bazaar at Bird Road saw less footfall than before and had many vacant stores, partly due to rising rentals. Earlier in April,Stallholders at the Ramadan Bazaar at Geylang Serai also saw decreasing profits. Some were even evicted because they were unable to pay rent. High rentals have also translated to higher product prices at these bazaars, once known to be bargain havens.When authorities announced that there will be a 15,000 Singapore dollar cap on store rentals for the 2024 Ramadan Bazaar, netizens say that prices are too high anyway, and the bazaar is not worth visiting anymore. With night markets losing their popularity in Singapore, will Singapore's future generations have to travel to Thailand or Taiwan just to experience their chaotic rush of bargain hunting while chomping on street food? If so, how will this erode Singapore's cultural heritage and collective memories? The topic is remembering the Pasar Malam of Singapore's childhood.Pasar Malam were once a big part of Singapore's lives in Singapore, going as far back as the 1920s, according to the National Heritage Board. The Pasar Malam sites were shut down throughout the 1970s because of noise pollution and traffic congestion. They were revived again in the 1980s.That was how Annie Tan remembered her childhood, and living by weekend joined to the Pasar Malam. In those days, it was not just a roving market but also a fun fair with carnival games and cotton candy makers. In the 80s, Annie Tan said she enjoyed her first exhilarating Ferris wheel ride at Pasar Malam.And in the 90s, her friends and she, then teenagers, shopped for bags, trinkets, CDs, and DVDs at its makeshift stores. Just like Singapore UNESCO listed hawker center, Pasar Malam were a big part of Singapore's street food scene, offering a mishmash of food from different cultures such as kueh tutu kebabs, imitating shark fin soup, Taiwanese sauces, and wadai. It was also a big part of Singapore's national culture of bonding through food, perhaps owing to the organic nature of night markets. Dining routes were relaxed or non-existent here. It was the only time Singapore's people could start with desserts first, move on to a skewer, chase it down with a sweet drink, and then round the meal with another dessert. Anytime spent many weekends and evenings there with friends, eating their way from store to store in their worn out shorts and slippers, chatting loudly with their mouths full of food and their faces drenched in sweat. It was one of the most authentic bonding experiences. The question is, are Pasar Malam a relic of the past? But since the turn of millennium, the allure of Pasar Malam seems to be diminishing against the rise of air-conditioned more. The markets were forced to close during the pandemic in 2020. When they finally returned in 2022, they opened to a post-pandemic world transformed by digitalization. Consumers have evolved. Many are going online for better bargains and have grown used to the comforts of food delivery. But the Pasar Malam has not evolved alongside consumers. Friends tell anytime that its food offerings are homogeneous today, while products are too pricey and not well curated. Although some bazaars offer rides and carnival games, they pale in comparison to those at theme parks and arcades. Driven by a scene of nostalgia, Anitan still takes her children to the Pasar Malam occasionally, but it is hard not to see how they are fast losing their relevance in modern Singapore. Yet, perhaps this is not the only way forward for Singapore's beloved night markets of old. Indeed, even today, famous markets in their parts of Asia such as Silin Night Market in Taipei and Chatuchak Market in Bangkok continue to draw crowds despite the proliferation of malls and e-commerce. Air conditioning is good, but consumers are always looking for new experiences, so perhaps Singapore's night markets simply need to offer more diversity beyond the standard Thai milk tea, ramly burgers, and cheap knockoffs. For rentals could be kept affordable, Pasar Malam would also make a great incubation ground to test out new food and lifestyle concepts or support the existing e-commerce sites of home bakers and small businesses. Indeed, as a food and shopping haven, Singapore would benefit from preserving Singapore's street food and shopping. It would be a great pity if Singapore's future children would only be able to experience cultural events at theme parks and street food at the basement of a mall. Anitan is a freelance writer based in Singapore, so you can read more from China News Asia. Next, we have another topic of voices of tensions behind the Kiasu parent label. Many parents started off determined not to be Kiasu or afraid to lose, but as their children enter primary school, many begin to feel stuck between a rock and a hard place, say Eugenia Gochua, a former teacher and mother of two, reported from Melbourne on Wednesday, November the 22. Students across Singapore will be receiving their primary school leaving examination or PSLE results. The primary school leaving examination has long been a significant event in Singapore. The result that the 12-year-old students receive can have far-reaching implications on their academic path and opportunities in the future. It's in this atmosphere of high expectations and anticipation that the Singaporean find themselves immersed in the age-old discourse surrounding academic achievement, the infamous Kiasu parenting culture, and the well-being of the Singaporean children. Kiasu, normally a Singaporean colloquial term loosely translated to afraid to lose or fear of missing out in the context of parenting. It refers to an competitive approach to raising children. It is not uncommon to hear of working Singaporean parents armed with past year examination papers from so-called elite schools, taking leave to help their children study during primary school leaving examinations year. The prevailing narrative often portrays Kiasu parenting as a social villain, suggesting that parents might be unaware of the potential drawbacks of their relentless pursuit of academic perfections. However, the reality is far from straightforward. These complexities are intricately interwoven into the dynamics of each family's interactions with the broader environment. The topic is happy childhood or academic success. Many parents start off determined not to be Kiasu parent, but as their children enter primary school, they begin to feel stuck between a rock and a hard place, to either fail their children in academic success or a happy childhood. As a former teacher in Singapore and mother of two children, Eugenia Gochua, the writer of this report, told us about her personal journey has inspired her to investigate the influence of Kiasuism on parenting in a doctoral study, as interviews with more than 30 participants reveal the challenge of aligning with national curriculum standards resonates deeply with parents. While some embrace the idea of a more playful childhood for their children, they cannot help but fret about the widening gap in academic expectations between preschool and primary school. When they are young, they get to play, learn at their own pace. Then, suddenly, in primary one, they must know how to read. If they do not know how to read, they will lose out because they cannot do all the homework. Elma, a mother of two preschoolers, told Eugenia Gochua, the writer of this report. This challenge is further compounded by the substantial class size in primary school, where the average class hosts 40 students. For many, providing tuition support emerges as a strategy in bridging education gaps, even if they initially harbor reservations about supplementary classes. It is not uncommon for students to have multiple tuition classes, sometimes even on weekends. AJ, a father of three, shared his journey. He said, I resisted engaging a tutor until my boy was in primary 4 and he realized he was struggling. Participants say that schools' expectations for student performance vary across different school types, leading to a dissonance with a broader message conveyed by the Ministry of Education or MOE. Teach Less, Learn More vision launched in 2005. Despite the MOE's slogan that every school is a good school, many participants believe that elite and branded schools offer superior learning opportunities due to additional sources of funding and support from alumni networks. Concern about school safety, the level of parental involvement, and lifelong social network created within these situations emerge as the top considerations influencing parents' choices regarding preferred school. So next the topic is motivations behind Gyasu parenting. The implicit competitive mindset within the educational arms race has Singaporean parents frequently comparing themselves with their peers or their children's peer, while less experienced parents find sharing with other parents helpful in navigating the complex education landscape. These interactions can lead to social comparisons and blue feelings of inadequacy. Guilt is a highly cited emotion among parents, particularly working mothers. They feel the weight of social expectations rooted in the traditional gender roles where mothers are responsible for their children's development. Parents who deliberately opt for the non-Gyasu parenting approach endure frequent self-doubt and inner conflicts within an education system that persists in rewarding opportunities based on academic results. These anxieties are exacerbated through their own work experiences of the past, particularly for those who felt that qualifications, academic records, and school reputation may have played a deciding role in the job hunt. The question is, am I a bad parent if I do not send my child for tuition? In recent years, Singapore has made significant changes to its education system to foster a more holistic and well-rounded approach to learning. These include removing mid-year examinations and phasing out the streaming of students into express normal academic or normal technical based on their primary school leaving examination results. Parents have generally embraced the education reforms, with many describing them as moving in the right direction. However, individual policy draw mixed support and criticism, especially from older parents who have experienced earlier reform policies. In the writer of this report, doctoral study, the most discussed education policy were the direct school admission or DSA scheme, the removal of mid-year examinations, the new primary school leaving examination scoring system, and full subject-based banding or SBB. The direct school admission scheme allowed students to secure early placement in their desired secondary school based on their talents, for example, sports, performing arts, and leadership, before taking the primary school leaving examination. However, many parents expressed apprehension about the skills and talents nurtured through the direct school admission scheme, fearing employer might prioritize academic performance over these abilities, thereby restricting job prospects. Another point of contention with the direct school admission scheme was its inability to distinguish between natural talent and honored abilities. While welcomed by parents of younger children, the removal of mid-year examinations faces skepticism from parents with older children who deemed it a superficial solution that did not address the root causes by parental stress and anxiety. This skepticism was fueled by the continued significance of the primary school leaving examination as a placement tool, rendering the removal of examinations a source of uncertainty regarding students' academic readiness and contributing to heightened competitiveness driven by anxiety. Additionally, concern arose about the accuracy of the new primary school leaving examination scoring system in reflecting the ability of top performing students. In contrast, the full subject-based banding or SBB policy garnered the most optimism, with many viewing it as a significant step in the right direction that held the potential to perform the education landscape. So, come to the last topic of looking beyond the label. In the context of Singaporean society, the term kiasu parenting is often imbued with a negative connotation, reflecting a parenting approach that prioritizes children's academic success over personal development as well-being. While it is important to address the issues associated with this style of parenting, it's equally crucial to look beyond the label and broaden out their perspective. So Singapore's people must recognize that parents grapple not only with their individual choices but also with external pressure from schools, peer influence, employers, societal norms, and education policies. Kiasu parenting is a complex issue influenced by systematic factors that drive parents to seek the best opportunities for their children. Understanding the multifaceted nature of these external pressures will allow us to work towards policy and cultural shifts that support parents and children on their educational journey. Dr. Eugenia Gochua is a researcher who recently completed her doctoral study, A Bioecological Perspective of Singaporean Parents' Negotiations with Kiasu and Meritocracy Amidst Education Reform. She is a mother of two and currently resides in Melbourne, Australia. All names mentioned in this commentary are pseudonyms used to protect the privacy of individuals. So you can read more from Channel News Asia, and we'll be right back after a short break.
Beautiful life.
You are listening to A Beautiful Life on englishonline.rmutp.ac.th. We are back to the news from Rajamongkol University of Technology, Pranakon. First, from Rajamongkol University of Technology, Pranakon set up a blood donation point through the campaign RMUT We Are One because we are one, or RMUT We Are One เพราะเราเป็นหนึ่ง Rajamongkol University of Technology, Pranakon organized a blood donation activity for the National Blood Center, Thai Red Cross, Society under the campaign RMUT We Are One Because We Are One or RMUT We Are One เพราะเราเป็นหนึ่ง on the first floor of ราชบุรี Direct Lit Building ราชมงคล University of Technology พระนคร Tewes Center on October the 21st 2023 with Assistant Professor ศรัทธาแข่งเพ็ญแข Assistant Rector for Student Affairs lead a team of administrators faculty staff and students to have blood donation. The total amount of blood was 35,930 cc, which is considered to be the cultivation of public consciousness, sacrifice for youth group, and create sustainable blood donations, including passing on public consciousness from generation to generation. In addition, training activities on marketing concepts are organized and provide knowledge about blood donation. The objective is to campaign for blood donation as well as accepting applications for students to participate in the campaign contest RMUT We Are One Because We Are One or RMUT We Are One เพราะเราเป็นหนึ่ง under the supervision of the ดั่งพ่อสอน Foundation National Blood Center Thai Red Cross Society เต็มใจ Project and the project to develop the potential for sustainable development and progress or โครงการพัฒศักยภาพพัฒนาก้าวหน้าอย่างยั่งยืน Next ราชมงคล University of Technology พระนคร trains students to prepare for TOEIC exam as Associate Professor Dr. ณัฐโชติรักไทยเจริญชีพ Vice President for Academic Affairs and Faculty Development ราชมงคล University of Technology พระนคร preside over the opening project to prepare for the TOEIC exam at the Language Institute Meeting Room 5th floor ราชบุรี Direct Lit Building ราชมงคล University of Technology พระนคร Tewes Center with the objective of providing students who attend this training can apply the knowledge gained. Moreover, the students can develop their ability to use English to meet the standards. It is accepted by various organizations and can use the knowledge gained to benefit themselves. With Mr. Alvin Espiritu Bersamin, a lecturer at the Language Institute, ราชมงคล University of Technology พระนคร as a lecturer in this training. There are so many interesting topics such as photographs, question response, short conversation, short talk, incomplete sentences, text completion, and etc. Next, ราชมงคล University of Technology พระนคร offering กฐินสามัคคี to build the JD พระมหาธาตุศรีสุวรรณคีรี Dr. นัทวรพลรัตน์สิริวัชรบุญ President of ราชมงคล University of Technology พระนคร Let the administrators, lecturers, and all the staff organize the กฐินสามัคคี ceremony to build the JD พระมหาธาตุศรีสุวรรณคีรี or พระมหาธาตุศรีสุวรรณคีรี Pagoda on the top of the mountain or บนยอดเขา at สุวรรณคีรี Temple หนองแหน Sub-District พนมสารคาม District ฉะเชิงเทรา Province on November the 5th 2023 with faithful people joining in offering congratulations with the total amount of 1,670,012 baht. วัดสุวรรณคีรี or วัดเขาดงยาง is a public temple under the มหานิกยสังฆา or คณะสงฆ์ฝ่ายมหานิกาย built in 1957, established as a temple on December the 30, 1988, located at the foot of Dongyang Mountain. On เขาดงยาง the height of the mount of the Dongyang Mountain is about 100 meters above the sea level. Suvarnakiri Temple has a total area of approximately 14 rai, 1 ngan, 76 square wa, with convenient stairs to go up the mountain. At the top of the mountain, there is a large reclining Buddha image, about 19 meters long, built by พระอาจารย์ช่วนปัญญทโร. The temple has recently started construction of mountain พระมหาธาตุศรีสุวรรณคีรี Pagoda or JD พระมหาธาตุศรีสุวรรณคีรี which is currently under construction but still need a lot of more budget. Therefore, ราชมงคล University of Technology พระนคร organized this กฐินสามัคคี ceremony in order to provide the จตุปัจจัย in the construction of this JD พระมหาธาตุศรีสุวรรณคีรี or พระมหาธาตุศรีสุวรรณคีรี Pagoda. Next, Faculty of Business Administration organized a project to develop potential in business administration to become a professional businessman. Assistant Professor Dr. Ratanawali Maisak, Dean of the Faculty of Business Administration, ราชมงคล University of Technology พระนคร presiding over the opening ceremony. In this occasion, อาจารย์มนัสบุญวงศ์ Head of the Management Department, gave a report on the Business Administration Potential Development Project. To become a professional businessman for the fiscal year 2024, the project is organized to provide students who participate in the training with knowledge and skills in English and use of computer program to apply the professional competency examinations and performing cooperative education work. In this regard, he was also honored by อาจารย์สุทธิมาวันเพ็ง Deputy Director of the Language Institute ราชมงคล University of Technology พระนคร gave a lecture on the topic of preparing for English competency exams before graduation. Moreover, อาจารย์ธิดารัตน์นาคเกี้ยว Lecturer in Entrepreneurship, gave a lecture on the topic of English for cooperative education students. Mr. Nopanan Nesakuni, Computer Science Specialist, gave a lecture on the topic of preparing for the computer professional competency examination, and Mr. Sutipong Kampang, a computer expert from Office of Service Science and Information Technology, ราชมงคล University of Technology พระนคร gave a lecture on the topic of Business Information Technology Applications at the Faculty of Business Administration, พระนคร Commercial Center. And the last news from ราชมงคล University of Technology พระนคร they organized a ceremony to award พาณิชยการพระนคร Scholarship Academic Year 2023. Associate Professor สุภัทราโกษยการนนท์ Chairman of the พาณิชยการพระนคร Fund, presiding over the พาณิชยการพระนคร Scholarship Awarding Ceremony Academic Year 2023 at มงคลอาภา Meeting Room, 3rd floor, มงคลอาภา Building. Faculty of Business Administration, พาณิชยการพระนคร Center. In this regard, Assistant Professor ยุทธภูมิสุวรรณเวช Dean of the Faculty of Liberal Arts, as Vice President of the Education Fund, พาณิชยการพระนคร reported on the subjective of organizing this scholarship ceremony. It was organized to provide an opportunity for students who lack funds to receive continuous education and relieve the economic burden on their parents. It is also development of students, monitoring their behavior as well as cultivating students' awareness. Take responsibility for themselves, their family and society at ราชมงคล University of Technology พระนคร พาณิชยการพระนคร Center. There are students with good academic results, lack of fun, and have good behavior. Selected to receive a scholarship at the bachelor level, vocational certificate level, a total of 172 scholarships amounting of 2,105,000 baht. So that's the time is up for today, beautiful life. Please join us on every Monday here on englishonline.rmutp.ac.th. Your host has been อาจารย์เกษม พุทธเรืองศรี You are welcome to subscribe our channel on englishonline.rmutp.ac.th. Thank you very much for joining our program today and see you again next Monday. สวัสดีครับ
Beautiful Life will be back again next Monday.